Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Umar Malik, and in today's tutorial we'll be talking about how to stream on YouTube via OBS. Today I will show you how to install OBS, how to install NDI tools for OBS, and I'm sure everybody knows how to install Skype, but we will try to quickly run through them. Okay, OBS. OBS stands for Open Broadcaster Software, which means it's a free software. We don't have to pay anything. So without wasting any time, what I would like to do is I'd like to get into the details. NDI tools for OBS. What this does, if you want to have Skype callers on OBS, you can have as many guests as you want, and then in order for you to have the Skype guests, you need to install this tool. They are called plugins, by the way. So if you want, they are plugins, and I will be providing the link in the video, and all you have to do is just to follow the step-by-step guide. Okay, without wasting any time, the first thing we need to do is we need to install OBS. So I'm going to copy this link, open another tab, paste the link there, go there. If you are using Mac, you can install it for Mac. If it's Linux, in my case it's Windows. So I'll click onto Windows, and as you can see, it's downloading my copy. That's fine. Once this is downloaded, what I need to do is let's install everything first. Now let's install the NDI tool. So the first thing I would like you to do is copy it, paste, NDI tools. Okay, now if you can scroll down to the end, we need to install two more files. The first one is, if you click on this, if you're using a Mac version, then you can install the Mac version. But if you are using a Windows one, then in Windows you have to install two files. Number one, number two. If you're a Mac user, then you just have to install one file. That's it. Okay, but for Windows you need two files. So let me go ahead and install this file. As you can see, the file's being downloaded. It's already there. I need to install the zip file as well. So we have a zip file there as well. Okay, now I have my three files. Let me show you. For this I need three files. First was the OBS software, second the installer, third I have the NDI 4.9.0 windows.zip. So what I will do is I'll see if I can bring them on my desktop. Okay. Step one. Remember the first file which we downloaded, the Windows file. This is this file. Before you start, what we need to do is we need to unzip the folder, extract. I will extract on the desktop for demonstration purposes. Okay, so my folder is there. Okay, so this folder has the same files what was in the zip folder. The first thing I need to do is I need to install this file first, the installer. Right click on it, run as administrator, click yes, next, next, install. You can launch it. Would you like to configure? I usually say yes to this because I'll show you why. Optimize for streaming, recording is secondary. Optimize just for recording. I'll not be streaming, so don't be selecting this. You will be streaming, so stick with the first option. Okay, click next. Do not use the current because this is the best 1280 by 720, and you want to change this to 30 frames per second. unless you really have a good graphics card, 4 GB and above. I would strongly recommend that you stick to 30 frames per second. Next, services, you can leave this and we can come back to it. You can select YouTube. It will ask you for the key, but we can type in anything. Click next, apply settings, and the OBS is installed. At this stage, I would like you to close the OBS. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to install the second file which we installed from this location, this file. Okay, this is the second file we need to install. Right click on it, run as administrator, yes, next. This needs to be all checked in, make sure it's right. Next, install. I accept. It might ask you to reboot. Yes. Install the runtime. Install. You have to wait. Finish. Finish. Okay. Now do you remember them? Remember the folder we unzipped? Let me go back and show you again. This file, we downloaded the zip file, and if you unzip it, it will give you two folders. So you need to select all, right click, copy, minimize. Please pay attention to this. If you can right click onto your OBS Studio icon, go on to properties, open file location, and paste the two folders. Continue. Remember the two folders? I copied them onto the root directory of the OBS folder. Close it up. Okay. In case if this icon is not there, you could click on to start, type in OBS. As soon as you see it there, you can right click on it, and you can also go into the properties from there and open file location. So in case if the icon is not on your desktop, then you could do that as well. Okay, once this is complete, then you need to install the latest version of Skype, which we will do from here, or you can just type Skype in Google, copy, get Skype for Windows, keep file. I'll bring it here to show you the file. Run as administrator, yes, install. Because I already signed in, usually it'll ask you at this stage to sign in, and then you have to enter your details. In order for you to use the NDI services, you have to click on the three dots. In Mac or Windows, both of you need to do the same thing. Settings, calling, advanced. Make sure this is enabled, because I already enabled it before. In your case, it would be disabled, and you have to enable this option before you can use this in OBS. Okay, if this option is not enabled, you won't be able to get any Skype guests in OBS, so make sure this is enabled. Okay, close it. This option stays open. So let's test the OBS. The only thing we need to do is add a scene. Scene number 2 is okay. and then next to sources, scene and sources, click onto the plus, and you should be able to see NDI source. Voila. Okay, if you don't install the folders or the other two files, you won't be able to see it. Because we have completed the option, therefore I should be able to, I can see the NDI sources now. Okay, so you click to add a guest. Well, I need to have somebody on the line, and then from the drop down menu you should be able to select whoever is online. Okay, for demonstration purposes, what I've done is I've invited a guest on Skype. I don't know if you can see this. I've dialed in, and you should be able to see this person there. So imagine this is the real person on Skype, and as you can see, this says stop NDI. This option has to be enabled. If this option is not enabled, it will not work. Let me quickly run through this: settings, calling, advanced, and NDI. Make sure this is enabled before you can add a guest on NDI. I already have somebody online, so I'm going to minimize this. I'll open my OBS. As you can see, scene is there. Let me create another scene, call Skype guests, add there. Skype is there. So this is under my scenes. Click onto the sources. Make sure the Skype is highlighted. Sources, voila, and you can see the NDI source. If you've not followed the installation correctly, you might not be able to say this. If you don't see this option, then uninstall everything and reinstall it. NDI option, I'll just call this Skype again. Sorry about the spelling. And from the drop down menu, voila, I can see my guest name. Okay, wait, there you go. So this is my Skype guest. As you can see, you can have as many Skype guests as you wanted to. In case, let's say the picture is like this and you want to rotate it, right click onto the picture, transform, rotate by 90 degrees. There you go, full screen. So this is your Skype guest. And on one scene, I will cover this on later tutorials. You can have as many Skype guests as you wanted to. All OBS, NDI tools for OBS and Skype, and we have enabled the NDI services in Skype so we can invite the guests in OBS via Skype. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again.